Hello, welcome to Dry Hollow Homestead.
Yeah.
We are a family of 7, Christian family that lives in rural Virginia. We have 5 acres of land that we are homesteading. We've been here 12 years, but very slowly have we
Look at my
gathered
tongue.
homestead. So I have a garden video for you today. I hope you stick around. Okay, this is probably my favorite part of the garden. It is our purple pole bean trellis. And see the beans hanging down? These are actually, they need a day or so more before I pick them. I've already got some in my basket here that I picked down at the bottom. But this is actually one of the most beautiful things. Let me stand back here and show you. Get a good view. It's gorgeous. It's fairy tale-like. I have a couple more artichokes on that side. Volunteer tomatoes also, but I think they're all blue cream. And they split so fast. We can hardly even get to them before they've split. A couple okra who have struggled this year. I'm hoping that the August heat will help them come on a little bit better. And sunflowers. I never planted any sunflower seeds this year. All those are from sunflowers last year. But you come through the trellis, which is cattle panel or hog panel. I really don't know which. I think some of them are hog panels and some of them are cattle panel. We just did it 3 years ago, so I can't remember. And then you next have the Thai long beans. And they really are. They're about a yard long when they're done. And they don't really do well for canning. You can't can them or anything like that. So what we do is we have these yard-long ones, the Thai beans, as stir-fry all summer. Like we just get sick of them, and we give them away to friends, family, whatever. Whoever will eat them. And then we have the purple pole beans. Oop, there's one ripe. Ready? As canners. So I've already had one canner full. We had a birthday party, and we did probably 6 quarts of green beans that day with the green beans. So we can all the purple pole beans. They are not purple once they are cooked. They are green, but it helps to find them on the vine. I think when they're purple, you can just see better. I mean, this is no professional photography in any way, shape, or form. But so this is our bean row. So we have the purple pole beans, the Thai beans, and then this is just green beans. I think this was pole contenders, maybe. And they are a heck of a lot harder to find. They are green when they are ready, and it's just like they blend in so well with the green vines that it's really hard to find them. But we're also canning these, so we stick these in the canner with the purple pole beans, whatever we can find there. And this is not. This side is really struggling. It's just the regular green beans too, but the beautiful volunteer sunflowers kind of destroyed all the growth that was trying to happen down there. And it's not weeded in the least. But beautiful anyway. This is the way it goes. This year, I feel like I've let the garden down quite a bit, especially in the beginning, because we had our calf born. And this is our first time ever having such a large animal give birth at our farm. And it was from our dairy cow, so it meant that we were freshened with lots of milk, lots of anxiety about the calf being born. She did come down with milk fever, the mother cow, after our dairy cow did. So we're so glad that everything's okay now, but we were really busy in May. So a lot of stuff that was supposed to be taken care of in May was not done. Holy basil. Some black strawberry tomatoes. They're very small. I mean, in comparison to my hand, this one's probably pretty close to being done. There's another one. They're pretty good. I'll probably grow those again. And Paul Robeson is one of our favorite. I'm trying to think of all the varieties. Kellogg's breakfast. We do. Which is probably what this is. I'm trying something new. We never do paste tomatoes in the garden because I just buy paste tomatoes. But this year Living Traditions, I'm talking to my phone, suggested alpaca. And so that's what these are. These are paste tomatoes. They're a little bigger than your like Romas. So we'll see. I only have 3 of those. So we'll see what happens. We also have a neighbor who has leased his field out and has made tons of tomatoes up there. They planted, I think it was over 120 tomato plants like across the road from us. So they are going to probably be selling their seconds to neighbors, to us. So I don't think we're going to be behind on any kind of canning with tomatoes. And then this is cucumbers. I was behind on those and I planted them late. And I've only gotten a couple tomatoes coming in, or cucumbers coming in. So we'll see what happens. And on this side, butternut squash. And it's turning out pretty good to be on the trellis. I think it's pretty. You can actually stand under this when it rains and you do not get wet. So this is only one plant, one butternut squash plant. So hopefully we can get some preserved just by curing them and then putting them in the cellar. Second trellis on this row is cucumbers, different types of cucumbers. I kind of got desperate and just put a ton of seeds in the ground because I knew I was late. Some pollinators. Cucumbers, and then this is also a squash plant. I was late on planting squash. The things that I was going to put in the ground instead of starting indoors, I was so late for because I was just so overwhelmed with the calf being born. So I kind of got desperate after I figured out that I was so behind on it. Another squash plant. They are not going to survive much longer in the heat. It's very humid here. This is, what is it, acorn squash? Yeah. On this, we have acorn squash and spaghetti squash that goes all the way across and meets our limas. Actually, there's all the way down here. That is another spaghetti squash. But these are lima beans. I never really get a ton of limas, so I don't know why I keep planting them. They're delicious, but it's like one meal for our family because they come in at different times. And I don't know how many you would have a whole meal. I have a couple volunteer ground cherries, thank goodness, but they're taking a long time to catch up. A little bit of oregano. We've already harvested plenty and put in. Lots of weeds. These are garlic chives that my mother-in-law gave us. Nasturtium, I just put some kale seed down here. Kale and I think spinach there. I just had an empty spot. I'm letting some lettuce go to seed, hoping that maybe they will go to seed and plant my fall garden for me. That is the hope. And there are a lot of little tiny sprouts down here. I'm not sure. Might just be weeds. Lots of weeds are coming in the garden, but you can only have time for so many things. Holy basil. More tomato plants. Paul Robeson is definitely here. I think this whole row might just be Paul Robeson, purple tomasol, blue tomasol, maybe it was. A white tomasol and another, I'm pretty sure blue tomasol, so it's blue something, you know, with all the, what's the word? Anamycins? Thank you. What are you having? Popsicle? It's a good day for that. I did plant more spinach down in the middle of the row here. And last bed is peppers and tomatoes. So, nasturtium plant, corbachi, that's it, corbachi peppers. These are Ajvarski red roasting peppers. And look at this. Look at him. He is huge. He's bigger than my hand. He's double my hand. So, and there's 2 of them there. Don't pick those, Daisy. I cannot wait for those to be red. We'll roast them when they're red. They're Ajvarski peppers. So there's some more back there. Another plant. This is Shishito Peppers. Oh my goodness, they are delicious. Not something you really preserve. I think there's a bell peppers. I actually had all my pepper plants started in the house up on the windowsill. And my lovely 7-year-old accidentally knocked the whole plant off. of the windowsill, or the whole tray of plants. It was like 60 plants. They got mismatched. There's a teeny tiny baby Shishito pepper. Those we just take out. This one's done. Let me get it. We take in the house and saute it in olive oil and add salt. So not a huge, great turnout in my peppers. We had borage just going crazy over here, and it kind of drowned out a couple pepper plants that were down here, and I couldn't figure out which plants were which until they started growing, because all the tags got jumbled up, and I saved quite a bit when they fell. But this big white vinyl that I have there is actually covering some carrot seeds that I just put in the garden last evening. Just like Roots and Refuge shows, where you put a board down until they germinate, until the seeds germinate, because they can be displaced so easily because they're so small. And then our row of, none of my tomatoes look awesome, but I'm okay with that. I have more to do than just have the garden, so. Shishitos. This whole wall is cherry tomatoes. We have yellow pear tomatoes, blue cream, black strawberry, crazy cherry. So, yeah, I hope your gardens are doing much better. Hi guys. I noticed that my camera turned off outside because it got overheated when I was doing the garden tour. But I just wanted to tell you that I hope your garden looks better than mine, and to not get discouraged if it doesn't, or if your garden isn't doing the best that you think it could. It can still produce food. We still get plenty of food. We've had plenty of fresh pico and garden tomatoes and cucumbers, and if whatever you can't do, someone around you is. We have great neighbors. I hope you have great neighbors too. I think that's one wish that everyone needs, is great neighbors, to be a community all together to grow food. I didn't have squash or cucumbers for the first month that they were in, and my neighbor is very sweet. She gave me lots of bags full, like grocery bags full of of squash and cucumbers, and she gets unlimited milk whenever she wants, so that's a good fair trade for us. And we hope that you have a blessed day. Bye.